evening. Welcome back to Cooking with Mel, where tonight I am making a take on chicken pot pie. I have 4 tablespoons of butter in my pan melting. I'm going to take 2 chicken breasts that I've chopped up into bite-sized pieces. I'm going to throw them in, and then I'm going to season them with some salt and some pepper. So this chicken pot pie is a take on it because I am using this gnocchi. I'm sure that I'm pronouncing it wrong and somebody's going to tell me. I like this recipe because it's hearty. It's a little chilly and rainy today, so it's a good fall winter dish. But I also like it because it's one pan, so I'm not dirtying a whole bunch of stuff in my kitchen. So once this browns, I'm going to remove it from this pan and set it aside. And then I'm going to add I have some celery that I've chopped up and some minced garlic. And instead of an onion, I'm using the Epicure 3 onion because this has more than just onion in it. It has scallions, herbs, and chives, so it gives it a deeper flavor. And that is a great substitute if you're out of an onion. I use it a lot to hide the onion flavor from the littles, and it works great. So I'm going to continue browning this, and then we'll move on to step 2. Okay, our chicken has cooked, and I have set it aside in a bowl. To the pan, which still has some of the chicken juice and the butter to it, I'm going to add 2 stalks of chopped celery and 2 cloves of garlic. This is minced garlic. I buy pre-minced. You could mince your own or buy it this way, or you could substitute, instead of putting the garlic at this point, you could wait and put it in later with the other seasonings and use garlic powder. And then we're also going to add in a cup and a half of mushrooms at this point. Alrighty. Stir that around, and we just want to start softening those vegetables a little bit. It kind of sweats them out a little. And let's see what else I have. Okay. All right. So we have. I'm also going to be adding in the 3 onion seasoning from Epicure. Sorry, I have notes written here. I was trying to read. I'm going to just do a tablespoon of those in there right now, and that'll also get those rehydrated and get them cooking. It'll start to smell good.
It is.
So at this point, let me show you what we're looking at here. So we have those vegetables in there. We have the garlic. And then we will be adding some flour here in the next step. All right, so our vegetables are cooking down. I'm going to add the Epicure Holiday seasoning. This is similar to a poultry seasoning. I'm going to add a tablespoon of that in. So this is going to have a lot of flavor with the onions, the garlic, the holiday seasoning. So I'm going to mix that up really fast, and then I'm going to get the flour, and this is going to be 2 tablespoons of flour, and the flour acts as a thickening agent. It'll absorb some of that liquid and it'll make it like a gravy. It is important when you add flour that you cook it slightly and it gets moist, or you're going to have like a gritty texture to it. Some people like cornstarch. Cornstarch does not absorb grease, so if you're working with meat like with gravy, you'll get like a film of grease or oil at the top, which is why a lot of chefs use flour. Okay, so this is kind of really thick. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in 3 cups of chicken stock. Lissa, I have a helper who would like to help. I made my own chicken stock with chicken bouillon, so that's what you're seeing go in the bottom. You can just buy it from a container. We add the milk, and then we're going to pour in 1 cup of milk. Thank you.
Sink or no?
Let's go right here. And then will you open this and this, please? So we're going to bring this to a boil. At a later stage, we're going to taste it to see if it needs any more salt or any more pepper, but we're going to wait towards the end because we have seasoned this, we have seasoned the chicken, so we want to make sure, and there's salt in the chicken stock, even though it's low sodium salt. We want to check it at the end to see if it needs any additional, but you don't want to do that to the very end after all those flavors have had a chance to marry together. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to bring this to a boil, and then we'll move on to the next step. Alrighty, so my daughter, who's 7.5, looked up how to pronounce this, and it's gnocchi. So I did pronounce it wrong. So once this comes to a boil, we're going to add, I'm adding 2 bags. You can, if you're looking for a smaller, I have a family of 5 and a teenage son. So if you're looking for a smaller recipe, you may only want to do 1 chicken breast and 1 bag of the gnocchi. We did 2 chicken breasts and 2. We're going to do 2 bags of the gnocchi. Now, I'm going to be very careful adding that. Listen, be very careful. Get closer so it doesn't splash. There we go. We're going to get that all in there. Oh, that side's all in. It's all in. Perfect. That can go in the trash. So we are going to cook this until it's done. So it's going to take about 5 minutes because this is refrigerator gnocchi. Is that what the directions on that? Oh, you threw the bags away. You just want to cook this until the gnocchi is done, and I believe it's 5 minutes. I didn't write it down on my notes, so let's take a look here. I don't have my glasses on. Yes, 5 minutes. So we're going to let this bubble, here you go, sweetie, and do 5 minutes to get that cooked. Once that's cooked, the final step is going to be adding our chicken back in. And then we're actually going to add, I have some mixed vegetables, which is peas, carrots, and green beans. Peas, carrots, corn, and green beans. We're going to add that at the end. Those are frozen, but they cook very quickly. So with this being so hot, when we put that in, those are going to cook quick. It might drop the temperature of this a little bit, but not enough to worry about. And then we'll taste it to see where we're at for our seasonings and adjust if we need to. So we are almost done. Okay, so we are back. Our timer has 10 seconds on it to be done cooking the gnocchi and making that gravy thicken up because of that flour that we added in that one stage. So now we're going to add 2 cups of the mixed vegetables. Alright. So we're going to just mix those around a little bit and you notice it cooled it off a little bit. It stopped bubbling as much. So that's ideal. It's going to cook those quickly without overcooking them, but it's also going to turn the temperature down on that. So there's some juice at the bottom of this pan, so I'm just going to scoop these out and right back into our pot here. And actually, that is Miss Alyssa, my helper. She's been wanting to learn to cook lately and has done dinner a couple times making spaghetti.
That's just the easiest thing I could make.
That is an easy thing to make.
So all you need is noodles, sauce.
So we're gonna mix this around. So those gnocchi dumplings are acting as our pot pie.
I really want to play
Dumpling, biscuit, crust, you name it. It's kind of deconstructed.
I really want to play one.
The vegetables that we just added adds a beautiful color to this that brightens it up, so it's not such a one-tone meal. We eat with our eyes first. So we're going to take a quick taste to see if we need any salt. And Alyssa wants to taste test. I think it's cooled down. It's good? Okay. She says it's good.
It tastes a little weird with the chocolate.
It is. Yeah, she's eating chocolate, so it does taste a little weird with the chocolate. And
I'm eating a granola.
we don't need anything. This is perfect. So this is what's for dinner tonight. So thank you so much for joining me. This is Homemade where tradition meets taste.